Good morning, everyone. Welcome back to Iowa Live, and it is time for the Merkle Retirement Minute, where we sit down and we kind of discuss how people can plan for their future. Jackie?
Absolutely, and we're talking to one of the very special workers at Merkle Retirement that is always there to help you out. That is Abby Huntrods, who has a very special story to share of her own this morning. Good morning, Abby. How are you doing today?
I'm doing well. Thanks so much for having me this morning.
Yeah, we saw a broadcast that you did recently, and apparently your husband is not real good with the shears. At least that's what you said when you first went on camera a little while ago.
Yes, I kind of felt like I needed to make some sort of joke or reference about the fact that I'm now bald, because it's been a few months since I've been on TV, and obviously that's a shocking change sometimes when you first see it. So thought a COVID haircut joke would be a good way to break the ice on that piece.
Yeah.
And we're kind of breaking the ice with our fan base and viewers this morning who maybe haven't seen you. I saw it on social media, and it kind of took me aback, as it normally would for individuals, as when you see a change like that. But it's for a very specific reason. And despite this reasoning that we're going to talk about, you're still forging ahead and helping people in wonderful ways. But do you mind sharing a little bit of your story with us this morning?
Yeah. Back in January, I was diagnosed with stage 2 breast cancer. So underwent a double mastectomy and then started chemo 6 weeks later. So I've been going through chemo this summer and have a couple more months left of that. But with the timing of it all, I have to be honest, I didn't originally plan on going bald the entire time. But my hair was going to start falling out in April. So with that, all of the salons and the wig shops were actually closed because of COVID. So I tried to kind of order some wigs online, and that didn't work out very well. And so, fast forward a few months, and I just decided it wasn't worth the hassle at this point. So now my hair started to grow back, and things are going well, but it certainly has been one of those years, and I think everyone can relate to this, where life throws you some curveballs, and you just have to do the best you can when you can't control those circumstances.
Yeah, I think a lot of individuals that have gone or are going through something similar to you, they understand the pains and the struggles that you're dealing with. But let's include a pandemic, as you said, and other factors that normally we're not used to. But I think this is also a great opportunity to remind others. We're so focused on the pandemic and our lives not being normal. Life still goes on, and things like this still happen, but we want to take your energy and your positivity to realize we could all get through this. We can all still forge ahead in different ways.
Yeah, and I think that's a good point. One of my, I think, overarching themes through all of this has been choose joy. You can't control life circumstances, but you can control how you respond to them, and you can choose, positivity and joy, because at the end of the day, there's a silver lining in everything. Obviously, I wouldn't have wished for a cancer diagnosis, but I feel like, for whatever reason, that was God's plan for me at this point in my life. And choosing to see, the positive in everything is good perspective to have, because at the end of the day, there's always going to be someone who has it worse or something that could be worse. And if we can focus on the good things in life and the positive, pieces, I guess, in those tumultuous times, then, that's going to help us come out ahead and grow from these types of trials.
Absolutely. Well, you're a beautiful and very strong person, and we're going to be seeing more of this incredible look. Talk about how you're still connecting with those that are wanting to make plans for their future and retirement.
Yeah, so excited to get back to in-person visits in our office, because for quite a while we weren't doing that. So been kind of getting back into those in-person meetings, but also then I did jump back into Retiring Today, the TV show that we produce. So that's been good to kind of get back into, a pre-cancer routine. I've also kind of jumped into the Facebook Live episodes, if you will, that we put out every Tuesday. And again, just kind of decided at this point I might as well embrace the bald look, because why not? You don't want to do things, I don't think, for others to make other people feel comfortable. And so that's been a growing process for me, for sure, because, it is something that just makes you realize and reevaluate what's really important. Shaving my head was an eye-opening experience. But what I found is, as I'm sitting down and meeting with people, really people don't even bat an eye at it. And so I think that's been empowering to, give those choices back to cancer patients or cancer survivors. If you want to rock the bald look, do it, because really at the end of the day, people aren't going to, criticize you for that. So I think sometimes socially we feel, or culturally we feel like we have to cover our heads or wear a wig. And the last couple months has been good for me to see that it really doesn't matter.
Well, that has to make you feel incredible, because you are an incredibly strong individual too, and you're continuing to give back and continuing to look toward the future of others. And it is amazing the strength that you do have, and we commend you on that.
Well, thank you. I appreciate that. Yeah, at the end of the day, we want to make a difference as a retirement planning firm. I think it's one of the few areas in life where you can really make a meaningful difference in our families' lives, because as they transition through some of these major life stages, they give up their working years and they, then switch to living off of this nest egg that they've worked so hard to save for or save. That's a big transition. But then, even the stuff that comes later down the road, if a spouse gets sick and they're dealing with health issues, or, eventually, like survivorship type situations. At the end of the day, 2020 has been a curveball and a storm for all of us, but we are all going to face trials at various points throughout our lives. And I think that's no different as we help our families transition, not only through the good phases, but then throughout retirement, as some of those later in life storms happen too. And so being able to be there and kind of guide, our families through those types of circumstances has been really meaningful. It's a meaningful way to give back and to pour into others at a time when they, need it most. So that's, I guess what 2020, what this cancer diagnosis has kind of given me perspective on, is the value in being able to do that for our families. Retirement planning is obviously fun, but it comes with, some not so fun stuff too. So
absolutely,
well,
very
Abby,
valid point.
Life threw you a curveball, Abby, and you hit it out of the park.
Yeah, Abby, thank you for sharing your inspirations and your story and your strength with us this morning. Always great to see you. Remember, if you would like to start a conversation, especially with Abby, merkleplan.com. We'll get you started. Also, 515-278-4110. Again, Abby, thank you so much this morning.
Thanks.
Abby, you realize, with this look now, the best part of the new look is that you can comb your hair with a washcloth.
That is very true. Yes.
Have a great day. Thank you so much.
Okay.
You too.
Bye-bye.
Bye-bye.
All right.